Misty's journey wouldn't have been the same without Togetic. As the first Gen 2 Pokemon to join the main cast, and the first to hatch from an egg, it introduced the idea that Pokemon, like humans, start life as babies. Its arrival as a Togepi softened Misty's tough exterior, revealing her caring, motherly side. Togepi humanized Misty, showing that she wasn't just an angry tomboy. She was also a loving, multi-dimensional person. Hi, I'm Professor Silver, and today I'll break down the history of Misty's Togetic, detailing its journey from a mysterious egg to the Mirage Kingdom's fiercest protector. In the episode Attack of the Prehistoric Pokemon, Ash discovered Togepi's egg in Grandpa Canyon after being put to sleep by Jigglypuff. Although it's unclear how the egg came to him, it was likely teleported from the Togepi Paradise, the place where all Togepi originate. Ash wanted to keep the egg, but Brock thought he'd make for a better caretaker. As a result, Brock cared for the egg in Ash's stead, expertly employing his breeding abilities. The egg hatched in Who Gets to Keep Togepi, but not before getting stolen by Team Rocket. Jesse and James hoped for it to be a powerful Pokemon that they could give to Giovanni. Meowth, however, grew attached to the egg and wanted to raise it like his own child. His hopes were dashed after the gang reclaimed the egg through a hard-fought battle. When Togepi hatched, it imprinted on Misty as she was the first person it saw. Neither Ash, Brock, nor Meowth were aware of Togepi's imprinting, so they battled Misty for ownership in a 4-way tournament. Though Ash won the competition, he let Misty keep Togepi after realizing that she and the Pokemon had already forged a parent-child relationship. Further on in the series, in a Togepi Mirage, it was revealed that Togepi exists to make the world a happier place, so it makes sense that it went to Misty. Thanks to Togepi's inclusion, Misty became more cheerful and pleasant. After Togepi's capture, Misty carried it everywhere, refusing to put it in a Pokeball, even when Mewtwo tried to catch it. Like Pikachu with Ash, Togepi appeared alongside Misty in hundreds of episodes across the Kanto, Orange Islands, and Johto sagas. It also appeared in shorts, films, and the Chronicles spin-off series. In many of Togepi's appearances, it could be seen playing with Misty and mimicking her gestures. For the little spike ball Pokemon, every day with Misty was a happy celebration filled with wonder. Personality-wise, Togepi was joyful, playful, and ever curious. Much like a real baby, it explored the world with no awareness of danger. Togepi's carefree nature and overall immaturity often led to accidents, so Misty frequently relied on Pikachu for protection. For reference, Pikachu saved Togepi from falling in case of the canine capers, drowning in the Misty Mermaid, and getting cut in Fire and Ice. Despite all the challenges Togepi presented, Pikachu loved it like a sibling. Ironically, Togepi didn't always need saving. Its inquisitiveness sometimes led to memorable escapades. Rather than hurt itself in Riddle Me This, for example, it discovered Blaine's gym. Furthermore, in the Battle of the Badge, Togepi proved its survival skills after roasting Ash and getting lost near the Viridian Gym. It braved a Fearow, withstood capture by Team Rocket, and was dismissed by Giovanni for lacking attacks. Instead of getting traumatized by the ordeal, Togepi treated it like a fun adventure and reunited with Misty totally unscathed. Togepi's fearlessness in the face of danger was a recurring gag all throughout the series. It was only truly upset by hunger, being startled, and saying goodbye to loved ones. In Pikachu's Vacation, hunger made Togepi cry, while when all fired up, Ash startled it. After the Indigo League, Togepi accompanied Misty to the Orange Islands. While there, it bonded with new friends like Ash's Lapras, Tracy's Marill, and other Pokemon. These new friendships highlighted its growing maturity. For instance, in a Way Off Day Off, Togepi was the only Pokemon to sense the kindness behind Tracy Scyther's tough exterior. Furthermore, in a Ship Full of Shivers, it played with the Ghastly and Haunter despite their spooky appearance. Lastly, in an underground roundup, it befriended a mean-looking Voltorb, learning that growing up sometimes means letting go of your friends. Togepi's innocence was tested when Cassidy's drowsy brainwashed it in Pikachu Revolts, forcing it against Misty. Upon breaking free from hypnosis, Togepi unlocked its full potential. It replicated Drowsy's Metronome and used it to blow up Butch and Cassidy's base. Togepi went on to use Metronome many times throughout the Orange Islands, but Misty, Ash, and Tracy were unaware of the move's knowledge. It wasn't until in the Pink when they teleported and received an unexpected barrier that Misty finally suspected Togepi's growth. Her suspicion grew after Togepi used Metronome to blast Team Rocket in Bound for Trouble. Misty nearly confirmed it in the Underground Roundup, but Togepi's use of Splash led her to think that it was just trying to learn a move, not use one. In Johto, Togepi remained Misty's baby. Its carefree nature led to many hijinks. It slipped on logs in a sappy ending, almost drowned in the superhero secret, nearly fell out of a plane in throwing in the knock towel, got kidnapped in a ghost of a chance, needed saving from Tauros in a Tyrogue full of trouble, and befriended a Caterpie against Misty's wishes in the Bug Stops Here. A major trend for Togepi was that it seemed to have no fear of death. It never failed to amuse itself, even when its actions terrified Misty and put its life in danger. For example, Togepi scared Misty half to death by approaching an Ariados in Ariados Amigos. Moreover, in Tanks-a-Lot, Togepi almost gave Misty a heart attack by joining forces with a wild Sentret to take Team Rocket's Arbo tank for a deadly joyride. Together, the two Pokemon caused major ecological damage and nearly destroyed a town. Amid all the chaos throughout the saga, Togepi hinted at its brilliance by uncovering Gligarman's secret identity and using Metronome whenever it felt its life was threatened. One of Togepi's most notable Johto adventures took place in Houndoom's Special Delivery. During the episode, Togepi formed a special bond with Houndoom after teleporting away from Weezing and getting lost. Houndoom not only rescued Togepi, but also guided it to safety. Like with Voltorb, their tearful farewell marked another lesson in the harsh reality of life. Beyond Houndoom and Sentret, Togepi also befriended Wooper in No Big Whoop, Ash's Totodile in Entei at Your Own Risk, and countless other Pokemon that appeared in Johto. Speaking of Totodile, Togepi fought in a best-of-3 against Ash for ownership of the water type in the episode The Totodile Duel. In its first battle of the series, Togepi defeated Pikachu using Hugs and Charm. Much to Misty's benefit, Pikachu refused to hurt its friend. That said, Ash still won Totodile in the end. Had Misty known about Metronome, she might have used it in the battle. Alas, she was none the wiser. In Johto, Metronome was rarely used. Still, notable instances of its usage included the explosion in Tanks-a-Lot, the rescue of Pikachu in Mountain Time, the usage of Earthquake in Forest Grumps, and the teleporting of Phanpy's egg in an exciting adventure. After the Johto saga ended, Togepi stayed with Misty at the Cerulean Gym before returning in Ruby and Sapphire. In The Princess and the Togepi, Misty and Togepi reunited with Ash and Brock and Hoenn to attend a Togepi festival. Unfortunately, they were quickly caught in Colonel Hansen's plot to steal Togepi and claim the Mirage Kingdom throne. Hansen tried to kidnap Togepi with Team Rocket's help, but accidentally blasted it off. Soon afterward, the kingdom's rightful heir, Princess Sarah, found Togepi and returned it to Misty. As her assistant Miranda explained, Togepi was a symbol of the Mirage Kingdom, and only those who owned one could rule. During the next episode, A Togepi Mirage, Togepi matured into a responsible adult. After being confronted by Colonel Hansen, it protected Misty with Safeguard, revealed its ability to fly, and traveled to the Togepi Paradise. Regrettably, Hansen's evil influence had weakened the Togepi that lived there. Togepi was angered by this, so it tried to battle Hansen all on its own. Although it was defeated by Hansen's Ninjask, its brethren used Metronome to restore its strength. Thanks to the power they shared, Togepi evolved into Togetic. With the help of Misty's Gyarados, Togetic then eliminated Hansen once and for all. Rather than leave with Misty, Togetic chose to stay at the Paradise so that it could defend the Togepi and ensure they were never again threatened by man's evil intentions. It pained Misty to say goodbye, but she respected Togetic's decision and expressed her love for it. They parted with heavy hearts, grateful for one another's impact in their lives. By staying behind, Togetic 100% proved its maturity. Misty raised it from a helpless Pokemon into the hero of its people. They Thanks to Misty, it was capable of defending an entire kingdom. In turn, Togetic made Misty's life far brighter and made her feel like a true princess. Likely even more so than that time she won the Princess Festival. Although Togetic never physically returned, its presence was felt through a cameo in Meloetta's Moonlight Serenade, a flashback in Fires of a Red Hot Reunion, and another flashback in Alola Kanto. As the defender of the Togepi paradise, Togetic likely spends its free time playing with Togepi and sending them to princesses, like Sarah and possibly even Salvia. While Togetic might never return, Misty likely counts the days until their reunion. In spite of their distance, Togetic will always be her baby. Letting it live on its own in a faraway land was the ultimate act of love, as she put Togetic's happiness above her own. As that concludes Togetic's history, let's get to its battle record. Togetic defeated Ash's Pikachu and lost to Hansen's Ninjask. Move-wise, Togetic used Charm, Metronome, and Safeguard. Togetic holds a special place in my heart due to its impact in the original anime. Its cute appearance, funny moments, and impact on Misty make it one of the franchise's most iconic characters. However, as much as I adored its time as a Togepi, I'm disappointed by its lack of character development before its departure. For hundreds of episodes, it stayed in a state of arrested development, acting like a baby with little growth. I would have loved to see Togepi develop new offensive abilities while still on Misty's team. To see it use Flamethrower like the evil Togepi did would have been an absolute dream. Togepi's training could have produced a myriad of hilarious battles, similar to those fought by Broxapini. What's more, seeing it return in Journeys as a Togekiss would have been an awesome way to see its storyline come full circle. While we know Togetic has matured emotionally, it never got to strut its abilities in a true battle. Togetic is such a notable character that its return would have sent shockwaves through both the Pokemon community and the world as a whole. Unfortunately, we'll have to make do with what little time we have with it. And on that note, class is adjourned. I'm Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.